In chapter 6, we're going to start by looking at equivalent fractions. So equivalent is just really going to mean equal or the same. So we're looking at fractions that mean the same even though the numbers might be different. So an example that we'll look at is, and we talk a lot about in our fraction units comparing it to food. So pie, sheet of brownies, whatever it is, using that to really help us visualize. So let's say we have a tray of brownies here, and I have it split into thirds. Now, those aren't perfect thirds, but you get the idea. So I have 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. We know that 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals that whole. So I've cut my brownies two ways. I have just 3 really long brownies right now. So I'm going to take out 1/3 of the pan. And I'm going to, let's say, give it to a family. Now we might say, okay, what's an equivalent fraction? Maybe I need to give it to more than just, instead of like this, I'd really only be giving it to one person. They'd have to cut it up on their own. What if I want to already have it cut for them? I'm going to take the same amount. I still need these pieces down here. I still want to take this amount, but maybe I want to slice it some more. What are some other ways I could do that? So I could cut it like this, right? And then I could feed 3 people. I still took the same amount, but now I've made them a little smaller. I don't have 3 pieces anymore though. I have 1, 2, 3 by 3. So I have 9ths or ninths. So 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, 1/9, so on. So I took 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9, 3/9. Right? I still have the same amount shaded. I didn't take away all of this suddenly. I still took away the same amount. Now, what we'll talk about, we sort of get away from the visual. What we talk about is we can take our fractions and decide if they're equivalent or not. Whatever, so I'm going to look and say, okay, my denominators. From 3 to 9, what am I doing? Well, I know 3 times 3 gets me 9. So whatever I did to my bottom, I'm going to do to my top. Now, if I did times 3 on the top, is that true? Is 1 times 3, 3? Yes, so I know that these are equivalent fractions. Let's look at an example where it may not be equivalent. So let's say we have, let's do 2/4 and 3/12. So I could draw out 2/4 and I could draw out 3/12. That might take a while. Another way that we could do it is I could make sort of a number line and say if this is 0/4 and this is 1 whole, say 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then down here in that same amount, and this is going to be squeezed in. If this is 0 and this is 1, trying to get to 12, so I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I could go down here and label all these. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 to help me. So if I shaded these in, I could see if they go to the same spot. So 2/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/12, 1, 2, 3. So my 3/12 ends right here. My 2/4 ends right here. Do they end in the same spot? Clearly not. 3/12 is much smaller than 2/4. So I know that these are not equivalent. If they were equivalent, they would end in the same spot. We would have both of them ending right here or both of them ending right here. So I would say they are not equivalent. So we're going to draw an equal sign with a line through it. Other way I could check this, like we talked about earlier, was 2/4 and 3/12. Okay, 4 times what gets me 12? I know that's going to be times 3. So if they're equivalent, when I multiply my top also by 3, it will be true. So 2 times 3 equals 3. Is that true? No. In order for it to be true, this would need to be 6. Then I would have an equivalent fraction. So we're going to sort of use those tips and tricks to help us. One last thing that we might see is where, very similar to this, they're going to kind of flip it up on you. So we're going to say 3/15 and 1/5. So instead, our larger denominator, or larger digit denominator, is on the left. So we could multiply. We could say 5 times what gets me 15. That'd be 3. If I do 1, whatever I did to my bottom, if I do that on top, 1 times 3, does that equal 3? Yes, so that's equivalent. Other way I could do it is division. I could say, okay, 5 divided by what got me 15? I know 15 divided by what got me 5? 15 divided by 3 I know is 5. Is 3 divided by 3 1? Yes, it is. So I know it is equivalent.